As the haze of the Second World War dissipated, another phenomenon clouded the skies of America, plunging the nation into a new and unexpected frenzy. July of 1947 was no ordinary month for the citizens of the United States. From the bustling streets of New York to the laid-back towns on the West Coast, whispers of otherworldly encounters became rampant. Across the vast expanse of the nation, witnesses stepped forward, recounting their chilling experiences with unidentified flying objects, or UFOs, as they've now become notoriously known. It all seemingly started in June, a month prior. Seattle's sky was pierced by the shocking claims of a private pilot, Kenneth Arnold. He wasn't just anyone. He was a seasoned pilot, trained to recognize the ordinary from the extraordinary. On the fateful day of the 24th, Arnold came forward, his voice trembling with disbelief and awe, describing a sight near a Seattle hill. 9 radiant UFOs, soaring with an intensity and speed he had never witnessed before, a baffling 2,000 kilometers an hour. By the time 2 weeks had passed since Arnold's startling revelation, the country was ablaze with tales. Reports flooded in from every state, every town. What was happening? Were we being watched? And most importantly, by whom? The media, ever the fuel to public frenzy, began speculating wildly. Maps detailing the numerous sightings began to circulate. A sinister pattern emerged. 3 primary areas of sightings overlapped with America's nuclear test sites. Could there be a correlation? Were these celestial beings drawn to our atomic advancements? However, amidst this media madness, a humble New Mexican rancher named Mac Brazel made a discovery that would soon change the trajectory of the entire discourse. 3 weeks before he heard of the nationwide UFO mania, Brazel stumbled upon strange debris scattered across his field. Twisted tinfoil, an enigmatic rubber substance, and an oddly thin wooden beam. Puzzled and alarmed, he decided to bring this anomaly to the attention of the Roswell sheriff on the 7th of July. Little did he know, this act would stir the military hornet's nest. Colonel William Blanchard, the eminent commander of the Roswell Army Airfield, was soon alerted. Before anyone could fathom the implications, the RAF made a groundbreaking announcement. They publicly acknowledged the existence of the flying discs. In a statement that shook the very foundations of public trust and reality, they declared, the 509th Bomb Group of the 8th Air Force, Roswell Army Airfield, was fortunate enough to gain possession of a disc. But as quickly as the fire ignited, it was snuffed out. A mere day later, the mighty U.S. Army dramatically shifted its stance, labeling the debris as remnants of a benign weather balloon. As evidence, they released photos of Major Marcel, caught amidst what they now claimed were harmless pieces of this balloon. The media, always hungry for the next big story, moved on, accepting the Army's clarification. The public, overwhelmed and confused, slowly turned its gaze away. Yet history has a way of repeating itself. By the time the late 1970s rolled around, whispers started anew. Stories of a mysterious craft, struck by lightning and doomed to crash in the New Mexico desert, emerged. And with it, tales of its ill-fated extraterrestrial passengers. Major Marcel, possibly burdened by years of silence, penned the Roswell incident in 1980, boldly claiming that the debris he encountered was nothing of earthly origin. The Roswell incident was not going to fade into the annals of forgotten history. New, more sensational theories bubbled up. Tales of a captured living alien held captive by the U.S. Army, and whispers of top-secret reverse engineering experiments began to circulate. The heart of all these theories, a name that would become synonymous with government secrecy and extraterrestrial activity, Area 51. A barren military facility, nestled deep in the Nevada desert, miles away from civilization. Rumors persisted, but the truth remained elusive. What really happens at Area 51? Why is it so heavily guarded? Are we truly alone in the universe, or are the answers hidden behind those guarded gates? Stay with us as we journey deeper into this enigma, attempting to unravel one of the most compelling mysteries of our time. In the vast expanses of Nevada's barren desert, a looming shadow casts its enigmatic allure over the terrain. Area 51, the name that's been whispered in hushed tones among conspiracy theorists and curious minds alike. The facility stands as an impenetrable fortress, its perimeter littered with chilling signboards that warn, photography of this area is prohibited. And just in case you missed the gravity of the message, others make it clear, trespassers will be met with deadly force. Yet, amidst the shadows and secrets, there comes a time when the human spirit yearns to uncover the truth. Enter Joe Rogan, the renowned podcaster, who in June of 2019 sat down with a man that would send shockwaves through the global community, Bob Lazar. To many, Lazar is more than just a name. He's a legend, an emblem of the UFO belief system. He spoke of days spent deep within Area 51, his fingers tracing the cold metal of unearthly crafts, attempting to back-engineer these alien mechanisms. Listening to Bob's staggering revelations, a young college student, Matty Roberts, was set aflame with an indomitable spirit of curiosity. An idea sparked. What if the masses came together? Alone, they might be silenced, but united, surely they could demand answers. In jest, perhaps buoyed by youthful bravado, he created a Facebook event. Storm Area 51. They can't stop all of us. A gathering planned for the early hours of September 20th, 1999. Alongside this call to action was the bizarre proposal to use a Naruto run as a strategy to avoid military intervention. For the uninformed, Naruto, a famed Japanese manga character, is known for his distinctive run. Though clearly intended as a prank, the world had other plans. Imagine Matty's shock when by the end of August, 2 million souls declared their intention to storm the gates. Overwhelmed and apprehensive about the unintended consequences of his innocent joke, he exclaimed, "What started as a jest while gaming has now morphed into an unimaginable behemoth." Fear wasn't unfounded. The FBI came knocking, casting a shadow of gravitas over his prank. However, those eager to uncover the secrets of Area 51 faced a daunting journey. Nestled deep in the heart of a vast desert, the path to Area 51 was a grueling trek across 250 kilometers of arid lands with no hint of civilization, not even a lone gas station to provide respite. At the brink of this desolate expanse lies the diminutive village of Rachel, its population a mere 54 souls, as of 2019. Why such isolation? It seems that Area 51 sprawls within the boundaries of the Nevada Test and Training Ranger, America's most extensive government-controlled land, spanning over 12,000 square kilometers. Adjacent to this enigmatic base stands yet another restricted zone, the Nevada Test Site. This arena bore witness to America's atomic prowess, echoing with the blasts of nuclear tests from the 1950s to the 1990s. Such places, where the Earth has trembled under man-made thunder, mandate seclusion and secrecy. But to truly grasp the aura of Area 51, we must delve into history. At the epicenter lies the Cold War, a titanic struggle between two superpowers, the U.S. and the Soviet Union. Born amidst swirling clouds of paranoia and suspicion, Area 51 served as the crucible where America's most formidable aerial spies were forged during the 1950s. Such was the level of secrecy that the world remained largely oblivious to the facility's undertakings. And as history has shown time and again, in the vacuum of information, wild theories take root. In today's digital age, espionage has taken on new forms. In a world interconnected by invisible waves of data, one's secrets aren't just vulnerable in dusty desert bases. For instance, when utilizing public Wi-Fi in a bustling cafe or a serene hotel lobby, our personal data can become a playground for hackers. There exists a devious method, aptly named the man-in-the-middle attack, where your personal truths can be intercepted and manipulated without your slightest inkling. In this ever-evolving world, mysteries aren't limited to remote bases. They lurk in the very devices we hold dear. In the year 1954, under the leadership of American President Dwight D. Eisenhower, a demand was voiced for the establishment of a secluded location where they could initiate a high-altitude reconnaissance program. This decision was rooted in the turbulent mid-century period that many recall as the darkest days of the Cold War. The responsibility of locating an ideal spot for these secretive tests was assigned to two officers from the Central Intelligence Agency. Their primary goal was to design spy planes that would be advantageous against the looming threat of the Soviet Union's burgeoning nuclear arsenal. Annie Jacobson, in her detailed account titled Area 51, An Uncensored History of America's Top-Secret Military Base, outlines how she discovered this covert base situated amidst a parched lake bed in the state of Nevada. She describes, nestled within the expansive expanse of a dry lake, known popularly as Groom Lake, but in the annals of modern history, it's frequently identified by its more evocative moniker, Area 51. Prior to its association with spy planes, this region was already designated for top-secret operations, where the government conducted nuclear tests. Area 51 emerged as the nerve center for the development of reconnaissance aircraft, and among the multitude crafted, two stood out for their unparalleled capabilities. The U-2 spy airplane, a marvel of its time, was America's response to the Soviet Union's detonation of their inaugural atomic bomb in the year 1949. Given that satellite technology was still in its infancy, the United States, under the directives of President Eisenhower in 1953, sanctioned Project Aquatone. The endeavor was ambitious: to create an aircraft within a budget of $22 million, endowed with the capacity to journey 4,800 kilometers without the need for refueling, and capable of bearing 320 kilograms of surveillance equipment. This aircraft was designed to soar at an incredible altitude of 21,000 kilometers, evading both radars and hostile missile systems. Thus, the U-2 spy plane was born, marking its place as one of the most pivotal espionage tools in American history. For several ensuing years, this aircraft facilitated America's covert surveillance over the Soviet Union. However, the operations hit a snag on the first day of May in the year 1960 when one U-2 aircraft was downed by a missile. This incident not only jeopardized the aircraft, but also exposed the covert activities of the CIA. As a consequence, America had to publicly confess its espionage activities. This event underscored the necessity for a new generation of aircraft, one that was invulnerable to missile attacks, exhibited superior speed, and maintained the utmost confidentiality. From this exigency arose the Lockheed SR-71 Blackbird, an aircraft celebrated for its unmatched speed, clocking in at a staggering 3,400 kilometers per hour, and its ability to operate at an altitude of 24,000 meters. Given its astonishing capabilities, it was imperative that its existence remain concealed, especially amidst the ongoing tensions of the Cold War. And the Central Intelligence Agency hatched an ingenious plan. They capitalized on the burgeoning UFO conspiracy theories. Instead of outright denying or affirming the presence of unidentified flying objects, the CIA cleverly allowed these rumors to flourish. By doing so, they fostered the narrative that these mysterious, rapidly moving objects in the sky were extraterrestrial in origin, diverting attention away from their top-secret military projects. Such tactics are believed to have been implemented following the Roswell incident, where initial reports of an alien spacecraft were swiftly replaced by official statements, attributing the event to a mere weather balloon. However, it's crucial to acknowledge that the CIA was also aware of the potential repercussions of publicly acknowledging extraterrestrial life. They anticipated that such revelations could incite widespread panic and suspicion among the populace. Returning to the era of the 1970s, it's pertinent to remember that the testing of the Blackbird SR-71 aircraft was in full swing. As a result, the theories and speculations surrounding UFOs gained renewed vigor, but the real truths remained shrouded until the year 1994. Despite the unveiling of these facts, some individuals, notably conspiracy theorists like Bob Lazar, perpetuated the association of Area 51 with extraterrestrial activities. Laser, in 1989, asserted his affiliation with Area 51 Sector 4, claiming to have collaborated on extraterrestrial technologies. However, in contemporary times, a multitude of impartial experts dispute his narratives, regarding them as fabrications. So what transpired with a colossal crowd of 2 million enthusiasts, eager to unearth the mysteries of Area 51? Interestingly, military personnel, acquainted with the geographical and logistical challenges of accessing Area 51, projected a turnout of only 30,000 from the initial 2 million. The Storm Area 51 initiative underwent a metamorphosis, transitioning from a raid to a celebratory event reverberating with music, all themed around extraterrestrial life. This event was christened Alien Stock by its initiator, Roberts. However, when the designated day dawned, the anticipated turnout dwindled dramatically. Only 6,000 enthusiasts, forewarned about the remoteness of the location and the lack of infrastructural amenities, arrived equipped with tents and vehicles. While the attendees reveled in the festive ambience, the government, erring on the side of caution, deployed a security force that outnumbered the participants. Fortunately, the event culminated peacefully, with no major incidents to mar its memory. The merry crowd at Area 51 didn't just have a whimsical time. They danced, partied, and celebrated without causing any disruption. Remarkably, not a single soul dared to make an actual attempt to infiltrate the notorious Area 51, ensuring that no property was tarnished or destroyed during the festivities. However, the vast festivities came at a considerable price. The local sheriff pointed out that due to the influx of people, they had to marshal a significant police presence, which racked up a bill to the tune of approximately $300,000. Transitioning back to the intriguing narrative of the Roswell incident, when the remnants discovered were hastily described as originating from a simple weather balloon, the public was left with more questions than answers. But the truth would only surface 4 decades later. In 1994, the veil of secrecy was partially lifted when the United States Air Force candidly disclosed that the debris was not from any ordinary weather balloon. It was, in fact, from a nuclear surveillance balloon, a covert spy device concocted under the clandestine Project Mogul. This sophisticated device was designed to detect sound waves from extensive distances whenever the Soviet Union conducted nuclear weapon tests, and balloons were its primary medium. However, the ever-evolving narrative and repeated corrections from the government fostered skepticism. The frequent shifts in their accounts eroded the public's trust, casting doubt on every subsequent statement. Consequently, even when a plausible explanation was offered, the allure of conspiracy theories persisted. It's essential to put things into perspective. Typical commercial aircraft cruise between altitudes of 10,000 meters to 20,000 meters. In stark contrast, military behemoths like the U-1 and the SR-71 voyaged between altitudes of 12,000 meters to as high as 18,000 meters. Moreover, the SR-71 could soar to an astonishing altitude of 26,000 meters. Given their testing schedule, which was typically just before the golden hour of sunset, these aircraft, when kissed by the sun's last rays, would exude an ethereal glow, making them appear otherworldly. Because of their swift velocities and luminous appearances, it wasn't unreasonable for the uninitiated to mistake them for unidentified flying objects or UFOs. Most reports of UFO sightings could be attributed to such high-altitude military expeditions, drones, decoy flares, or novel aerial innovations. The term UFO, by its very definition, implies an unidentified flying object. It doesn't inherently suggest an extraterrestrial origin. The association between Area 51 and these unidentified entities was inevitable, especially since many spy planes were rigorously tested in its vicinity. The U.S. Air Force's Project Blue Book painstakingly investigated numerous UFO sightings. By meticulously noting the time of each claim and matching it against their flight logs, they managed to debunk a significant portion of UFO reports during the late 1950s and 1960s. Diving deeper into the web of conspiracy, Bob Lazar, a self-proclaimed insider, alleged that he was commissioned by the government to study alien technology. However, upon closer scrutiny, his credibility came into question when it was revealed he had fabricated his educational credentials, presenting a fictitious degree from the Massachusetts Institute of Technology. He defended his claim, suggesting he had been engaged in a covert research operation for the government, thus making his official enrollment in MIT non-existent and leaving no traceable records. Adding to his controversial statements, Lazar purported that alien spacecrafts harnessed the power of element 115, which allowed them to generate their unique gravitational fields. His description painted element 115 as a marvel, suggesting that when irradiated, it could produce its distinct anti-gravitational field, enabling the alien crafts to levitate, propel, and create distortions. This element, however, was later synthesized in 2003 by Russian scientists and was christened Moscovium. Contrary to Lazar's claims, it exhibited no such gravity-defying properties. By June of 2013, the long-standing mysteries and speculations surrounding Area 51 were finally addressed when the CIA openly acknowledged its existence. Subsequently, a treasure trove of secret details about its storied history was declassified, illuminating the curious minds, but perhaps never fully quenching the public's thirst for the truth. The revelations about Area 51 were made possible due to the United States Freedom of Information Act, a legislative policy bearing a strong resemblance to the Right to Information Act utilized in India, aimed at ensuring transparency and granting citizens the right to access information from their government. A formal request was made under this act in 2005, and after an 8-year wait, in 2013, the Central Intelligence Agency finally released the coveted information. The unveiled CIA documents, for the first time, officially recognize the existence of Area 51. However, if individuals harbored hopes of unearthing details regarding extraterrestrial beings or advanced interstellar vessels, they might have felt a pang of disappointment. This disclosure provided an exact geographical location of Area 51, pinpointing it to a remote spot in the heart of the Mojave Desert, situated within the state of Nevada. Fast forward to January 2017, the CIA took a bold step, releasing a staggering 13 million pages of previously classified documents online. Scouring through these pages would reveal numerous records, including details of UFO sightings and various experiments spearheaded by the CIA. The transparency wave continued, and in January 2021, yet another batch of documents concerning UFOs saw the light of day. By the 1950s, UFO sightings had become an artful smokescreen for the high-altitude U-2 flights. However, the clandestine nature of these operations took a blow on the 1st of May, 1960, when the Soviet Union succeeded in intercepting and downing one such U-2 plane. The CIA's latest disclosure asserted that all known records they possessed concerning UFOs were now open to public scrutiny. Some of these reports were nothing short of intriguing, detailing incidents like an inexplicable explosion witnessed over a Russian city and first-hand accounts of peculiar airborne entities seen over Azerbaijan's capital, Baku. In a bid to distance themselves from the extraterrestrial connotations linked to the term UFO, the U.S. government began using the nomenclature UAP, which stands for Unidentified Aerial Phenomena. A landmark decision came in December 2020. Alongside the release of the COVID stimulus, the U.S. government mandated the National Intelligence and the Secretary of Defense to divulge all available records on UAPs. With this level of transparency, conspiracy theorists found their claims dwindling. In April 2020, the U.S. Pentagon took a surprising step by authenticating 3 video clips previously leaked in 2007 and 2017, confirming them as genuine footage. Recognizing the potential implications of these sightings, in August 2020, The Defense Department inaugurated a UAP task force with the primary objective to monitor, analyze, and catalog these phenomena, given the potential risks they might pose to the nation's security. It's important to emphasize that while numerous sightings have been reported, especially in the past 5 to 10 years, there hasn't been a definitive claim suggesting an extraterrestrial origin. A plethora of data sets have been analyzed, revealing a mix of identifiable objects like weather balloons and others that remain unexplained due to inadequate data. The dominant belief is that these UFOs, or UAPs, may very well be components of a top-secret initiative helmed by a particular nation's government agency. To this day, Area 51 remains a hub for testing avant-garde aircraft. Over time, the allure of Area 51 has transcended national boundaries, turning it into an international sensation. This intrigue has boosted tourism for Nevada, leading them, in 1996, to aptly rename a nearby highway as the Extraterrestrial Highway. Seizing upon the public's fascination and the associated conspiracy theories, Nevada leveraged it as a unique selling point for tourism. However, one stern warning remains: Area 51 is still a fortified military installation. Any attempts to trespass are met with strict legal repercussions. As an example, a Dutch YouTuber named Thijs Granzier faced the consequences of such an action, resulting in a 3-day incarceration after he attempted an unauthorized entry. He fully acknowledged seeing the no trespassing signs, yet ventured forward, proving that curiosity can sometimes lead one astray. And hey, before you jet off on your own UFO hunt, don't forget to like this video if you enjoyed the journey into the unknown. Drop a comment with your own Area 51 theories and click that subscribe button to be part of our cosmic community. Every interaction truly helps in unveiling more secrets. Stay curious and stay connected.